Hi everyone, good evening. Hope you are holding on well. I'm doing great. This is your coach and therapist, Ruth Waidera of the Soul Clinic. I am super excited to be here tonight. I'm so happy to see some of you are here, like Wanjiro Njoroge, saying she's excited to be here. This has been a good week, a great week. And like I have said, we are going to have a fantastic evening together. So for those of us who are meeting for the first time, let me repeat my name again. My name is Ruth Waidera. I'm a coach and a therapist of the Soul Clinic. And at the Soul Clinic is where we fix your pain. We help you feel good and live wholly. And because this is alive, like we always say, we want to know who we have because we don't want to be alone. So I would want you to put it in the comment section for me. I know where you're watching us from. Hi, Wanjiro. Aki Wanjiro. I wish I could see your face. I'm so excited to see you. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. We have Felista Mutinda. She's saying she's here for the first time. She's already excited. I'm so happy. Thank you, Felista, for showing up. We have Grace Leocadia. Wow, a healthy soul is the goal. Thank you for showing up. I have Agnes Kirote. Thank you for coming. And Wangeshi. Annie is saying she's tuned and she's very happy to be in this forum. If you'd let us know where you're watching us from, it would be amazing. Florence Kamanda is saying she's doing this, watching us from Zimmerman. Thank you very much, Florence. Karibu sana. We have Sarah Maususi. Hi, Sarah. I have Anne Wamboy. She's saying she's here for the first time. Esther Bosibori is a first timer. Happy to be here. Eve Maya tuned in. Happy to be here. Karibuni sana, those who are coming in here for the first time. We normally have very exciting sessions here. So I want to take this moment to really welcome you. Sharon Jemutai from Eldoret. I'm happy to be in this platform. Thank you, Sharon. All the way from Eldoret. I'm excited to be here with you tonight. Then we have Betty tuned in from Mombasa. Yay! Thank you, Betty, for showing up. Eve Maya, this is your first time. Karibu sana. Irene Moturi, she's saying she's, Irene, you has moved super fast before I could finish reading it. She's looking forward to the conversation. She's watching us from Kikuyu. Then we have Jennifer Ndege, her first time. Anne Wangoi has been waiting for this madly. Thank you, Anne. Karibu sana. I'm sure you will get value for your time. Agnes, this is your first time. I have Eunice Kinyua, who is tuned from Nanyuki. Hi, Eunice. Sarah is saying she's so happy. You are doing a wonderful job, and I'm so ready. Following from Nkrumani. Wow, where is that, Sarah? I have not heard of Nkrumani. I would love to know where that is. Wow, one of my own, Scholar Juma. Thank you for coming once again. She's saying she's very expectant. I have McKenna Babu. Happy to be here watching from Doha. Thank you all the way from Doha. Agnes is from Nyanyuki and Wangesh is in Maziwa Estate. Caroline Danga Ndegwa, first time excited and looking forward to learn. Mary Monga is saying, hi, Ruth. I'm glad to be in these forums. Sometimes someone can feel like they're in their own world. She's tuned in from Nairobi. I'm happy that you have found support in this forum. I have Kitoni Stella, who is tuned in from Kiambu. Petronila Maina from Roiro. Karibuni sana. I'm so excited to have all of you here tonight. Tonight we are going to learn. So keep posting. Let us know where you're watching us from, even as we continue with our show tonight. Just a minute. So keep posting. As we upload our discussion for tonight. So I'm excited to be with you here. It's been an interesting week. New members, karibuni sana. Feel free to ask your questions. Feel free to interact with us. Monica Migaya is watching us from Buruburu, Karo Migwi. Wow, Christine Kawera, so good to see you. tuned in and very much excited. I'm so ready to learn. Thank you, Christine. Happy to see you. Lilian Wawero from Kasarani, Mwangi Wajiko, Joyce Mwangi from Muranga, Elizabeth watching from Nairobi, Ruakabete. Karibuni sana, sana, sana. I believe we are a quorum. As the rest join us, we shall acknowledge them and say hello to them. I'm very happy tonight to be sharing a very interesting topic, because the whole essence of why I do what I do is because I want you to heal. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be able to enjoy healthy relationships with healthy divine masculine. So I want you to be able to identify abuse and to say no and to heal from it, because your life, there's so much to your life, so much more than to just live enduring abuse and living in pain. Everybody comes into this world with a purpose. And if you live your life just enduring pain, you may never live to your full potential. So I want to see women scaling heights. I want to see us living to our full potential. I want us to be able to say no to abuse, to say no to playing small and taking in things that hurt us. So tonight's topic is the roadmap to recovery, a guide to emotional intelligence for victims of narcissistic abuse. Because emotional intelligence is key when you're dealing with a narcissist. Emotional intelligence is key. If you lack that, you will find yourself spinning and spinning and spinning, sometimes not even knowing what it is that you're spinning about. And for those of us maybe who are here for the first time and are hearing me talk about this for the first time, narcissistic abuse is a form of emotional and psychological abuse. It's mainly emotional and psychological, and can leave a very devastating impact on its victims. Very devastating. I tell people that narcissistic abuse hits differently. It slaps differently. And that is why many people are not able to understand it, because it is not always out there. It's not always so obvious. So if people don't understand, you will continue to suffer alone. And that is why these forums are also very, very important. However, even with this kind of abuse, with the right tools and resources, you can recover and regain control over your life. You can even become a better version of who you are, a better version, better than what you were before. It is possible. So I want us to discuss how emotional intelligence can be used as a roadmap to recovering from narcissistic abuse. So let's understand what narcissistic abuse is in depth, because it's a pattern of manipulative and controlling behaviors that can cause a lot of emotional and psychological distress. A victim of narcissistic abuse will describe their experience as exhaustive. I'm so exhausted. I feel unheard. I feel unseen. I feel unappreciated, unloved, because of the manipulation and the control tactics that are involved in this kind of abuse. And these tactics include things like gaslighting, where somebody makes you doubt your reality. Projection. Somebody can project their personality on you to make you feel like a horrible, terrible person. There's the isolation, where they ensure that you have no support. You're isolated from your family, from your relatives and friends. Silent treatment and stonewalling. This is a huge one. They will not talk to you. Days, weeks, months, sometimes years, among other kinds of tactics that they use. And while narcissists can be very likable and charming in the beginning of a relationship, because the reason as to where you got into a relationship with them, they must have charmed and warmed their way into your heart. You must have felt like you have found a soulmate, somebody who understands you better than anybody else. So they are very charming and very likable at the beginning. Then they'll pull a fast one on you. Before you know it, they do a 360-degree turn and they become the complete opposite of what you thought you knew. Complete opposite. And this is what keeps many of us stuck and confused. Because you can't reconcile your mind to what happened there. Like, what just happened? At one moment, you have this very kind, caring, loving person. In another moment, this person is unkind, he's brutal, has no empathy towards you, and you can't reconcile the two. You can't understand what happened there. And we keep at those relationships, hoping that if we do enough things for this person, if we do enough, then the person we had met earlier on, the one who charmed us and warmed their way into our hearts, will come back. Because we imagine that there must be something we have done to create the disconnect. And you'll find yourself 20 years later, you are still trying. You are still trying to get that first person back. I'm sorry to let you know that they're not coming back. That person you encountered the first time is not coming back. Why? Because that was not real. That was not the real person you were interacting with. It was a bait. It caught you. If you went fishing and you have this bait that keeps the fish coming at you and you catch a fish, why would you keep on throwing the bait? So it was a bait. It caught you. They have won. They don't need to wear that mask again. They don't need to keep pretending to be someone they were not. So they don't see the need to keep it. But you, on the other hand, are stuck. You are stuck with the person you dated. You are stuck with the person you met the first time. You keep hoping they are coming back. No, they are not. They will not come back. They may give you mini versions of that person every so often, mini versions, just to keep you holding on. A little here, a little there. But the full measure of attention and love you are given is not going to come back. And that is normally one of the saddest things to hear. But it's normally one of the first steps to liberation. Because the moment you understand that the whole experience was a con game, the whole thing was fake, you are being enticed. The persona you saw doesn't even exist. It's something that was put on to draw you in. Then you realize that you must heal and detach. Otherwise, you keep there, keep hoping that they are coming back, you keep hurting yourself. So the emotional intelligence now is that capacity to be aware of and to control your emotions, to be aware of your emotions, to be able to control them and to express them so that you are able to handle interpersonal relationships wisely and thoughtfully. And emotional intelligence has a very critical role in our ability to cope with and recover from narcissistic abuse, because they are emotional and energy vampires. So if you don't know how to control, you're not aware, you don't know how to control, you don't know how to express your emotions, this person will keep triggering you to get emotional reactions out of you because they are energy vampires. And in a relationship where you are dealing with someone that views you as an extension of themselves, because that is how a narcissist views you. And if you haven't heard about this concept, I have explained it. I did 2 videos on understanding narcissism. I'm sorry, my network seems to be going down every so often. I hope it will sustain. I was saying I've done 2 videos on understanding narcissism, and I want you to go and watch them. Because a narcissist views you as an extension of themselves, not as an autonomous being, not as an independent being, not as somebody who has the capacity to have your own independent thoughts and belief patterns and express them. And that is why the moment you start expressing yourself, the moment you start standing up for self and defending yourself, things become chaotic because they have no capacity to view you that way. They don't see you that way. They don't. They imagine that you're supposed to be an extension of themselves. So in such a relationship, it is very important to recognize and understand, where do I start? Where do I, Ruth, start? And where do I end? What are my boundaries? Where does the other person start? And where do they end? So that you avoid the enmeshment, the entanglement that comes with narcissistic abuse. So emotional intelligence is key. Because if you're not able to see clearly, if you can't see clearly and understand what the narcissist is trying to do to you through their words and actions, your life will be a living hell. Your happiness and your joy and your goals and your life and your plans and every bit about you will be controlled by the other person. Because you can't see. And many victims of narcissistic abuse also do not understand boundaries. So they don't know how far into the other person's side they should go, or how much they should allow the other person into their space. So they leave this wide door open for this person to walk in and to walk out in any way that they please. So they will say things that are hurtful to you today, tomorrow you allow them the next day, and they will make your life living hell. And before you know it, you'll be bleeding all over the place. And you won't even know what hit you. You try to imagine why you are so hurt, you can't understand. You can't understand why you are so hurt. You can't understand why you can no longer connect with this person. You can't understand why this person is so distant. You will live your life paralyzed in fear, second-guessing yourself, trying to deal with a personality that is not yours. And this is a huge one, projection. Narcissists are good at it, to project themselves onto you. And you see how it feels horrible? That's exactly how they feel about themselves. So if you don't understand projection, this person will say something that only them can do and project it onto you. You try to own it, you try to deal with it, but you can't. For example, a narcissist will tell you that you're a bad mother or an absent father. That one is normally a good one if you're dealing with children. It easily comes out of their mouth. You're such a bad mother. You're such an absent father. You don't participate. That thing will get you spinning. It will get your emotions all over the place. Your mind will be mixed up. You have anxiety. You live in fear. And why does it get into you like that? Because it creates such a conflict within you. Because you know so well. Because you know so well what kind of a mother or father you are. You know it. I'm sorry for this. I'm hoping network issues. And because you understand yourself, you know the kind of things that you do for your children and you do with your children on every single day. You know there's something in you that makes you know you are the only parent that is ever present anyway. Because many narcissists, even their own children, they don't know how to nurture. So they will create that conflict within you. And if you're not careful, this kind of a comment can give you an esteem dip. Your esteem will go down. You will go on overdrive, trying to do everything for your kids. Overdrive, trying to prove yourself that you're a good parent. And in the process, you will do what the narcissist is supposed to be doing. So you will find yourself that you're the only one that is parenting 100%, which is what they wanted in the first place. Then, the moment you take over all the responsibilities to prove that you're a good mother or a good father, a present father, The narcissist will sit back, they exhale. You know, they are like people who they set up a bushfire. Then they sit back and they watch and enjoy themselves as the forest catches fire. So as you spin around, trying to prove yourself to be a good parent, the narcissist now will sit back, they will exhale, they will watch all the movies that they want, they will go out with friends, they will cheat on you as you run around like a headless chicken trying to prove yourself. And this is what they wanted from this situation. And I have seen this one being pulled on many women many times. It's normally a precursor to financial abuse. The man will start complaining that you're working too hard, too much. You're away from the children too much. You are away from the home too much. And the amount of money you're bringing is not even much anyway. We can do without it. I don't want my children raised by a nanny. Come home. Come stay at home and raise the kids. You start spinning. Because who doesn't want to be a good mother? We all do. So by the time you quit your job and you stay at home, before you know it, with time, you have zero money in your pocket. No finances at all. Then they start giving you small amounts of money, small here and there, small here and there. And before you know it, financial abuse becomes a major issue in your life. So emotional intelligence helps you understand what is happening, set boundaries, communicate those boundaries very clearly. Because the moment you refuse to spin, because that spinning is what they like, they love chaos. Narcissism thrives in chaos. Chaos. They do not want to see people having fun. They do not want to see people pursuing purpose. They don't want to see you enjoying peaceful moments. Why? So they are jealous of you when they see you have fun. They don't know what it means to have fun. They don't understand that language. So they want everybody to wallow in misery like they do. So they'll be very jealous. So if you don't know what is happening, they will throw you into disarray completely because they don't want to see you happy, because they don't know what happiness is. So they will always look for a way of ruining your day and your special occasions. And woe unto you if you're the kind that thrive on external affirmations. The kind of people that don't understand their intrinsic value as a human being. You love it when people praise you. You do things so that people can see and appreciate. You become a very easy prey or very easy target for a narcissist. Because they know how much you want to be validated for your accomplishments, so they will withhold the validation. So if you don't know what is happening and learn to validate and appreciate yourself and to welcome other people into your space, you will be so heartbroken. And the moment they see you heartbroken, they feel powerful. It makes them feel so good that they have that much power and control over you. Because remember, like we always say, abuse is about power and control. So if you don't know how to deal with your own emotions, to control them, to affirm them, to express them, then this person has complete power over you. No one can recover from narcissistic abuse alone. It is not possible. You need other people. You need support. It's important that you create a support system of people who have your interests at heart and can support you through the journey. And having your interests at heart is very important. And if possible, surround yourself with people also who understand narcissism. Because if the people around you don't understand narcissism, they will not understand what you're talking about. They may not give you the kind of support that you need. So surround yourself with friends, family, and support groups of people going through similar experiences. And that is why I love our forums, because our forums are full of people going through similar experiences. So it becomes easy to support each other. Get a therapist or a counselor to support you. Follow thought leaders in the area of narcissistic abuse and learn from them. Don't just close yourself up. Use the free resources available if you can't afford any paid service. Because I know financial abuse and narcissistic abuse go hand in hand. So you may find yourself, you have no money. So you close yourself up. Open yourself to the world. Open your mind to the world. Gather as much information as possible, because awareness is normally the first part of breaking free. And that is how you develop emotional intelligence. You will learn things about healthy detachment, gray rocking. Because keeping quiet and wishing that this person changes is really wishful thinking, because it's not going to happen. So you need to create a support system around yourself, to expose yourself to information and to knowledge so that you start your healing journey. And healing is a journey. Don't get intimidated by the journey of others. No. Start your own journey where you are with what you have. Because we are in different situations. Some of us are so financially abused that you can't even afford food. So start from where you are. Start by working on your soft spots, your weaknesses, the areas that made you tolerate abuse, the areas that made you attract abuse in the first place. Start working on those. You need to develop a strong internal environment for yourself, because narcissistic abuse is war. You're always in a war zone. So if you're not strong enough, if you're not fortified from within, if you're not aware and in control of your emotions, if you don't know how to express your emotions well, this will be chaotic. Your life will be chaotic. So narcissistic abuse, if you're in it, it is not going to go away. It's not. There must be things that you do, actions that you take. If you want to live a better life, there must be action to take. And for you to be able to take up some of those actions, you need to be very, very emotionally strong. Emotionally strong, aware about narcissism. Because the mistake people make is to get out of narcissistic relationships. They don't do anything. They don't heal. They don't educate themselves. They don't work on their emotions. They don't develop their boundaries, healthy detachment. They don't learn how to communicate with narcissists, what to say and what not to say. They just sit there. The narcissist watches from a distance. The moment they realize that your anger has subsided, they come back. They entice you. You go back. And you know what happens when you go back? Trouble is doubled. Trouble is doubled. You'll be lucky if you come out alive. Wow, I see we have so many of us who are watching us. At this moment, if you have a question or a comment, please put it in the comment section. I'll be reading and answering those as we proceed. Let me see what people are saying, even as I take some water. Millicent Mugai is saying she's watching us from Nakuru. I have Lois Nyagodye watching from Buruburu. Karibuni sana. If you have a question, please put it in the comment section. I'll answer it as I proceed. Agnes Motari, where it's real, young people are heartless. Yes, yes, yes. Kemani, Joki Kemani, welcome sana Joki. Hi. Gilra is well represented. Lois Mweni is watching from Ring Road. Sorry, not Ring Road, Outer Ring. Karibu sana Lois. Tabi is watching from Morongai. Talking of esteem, I don't have any left with me. Don't worry, you can recover. I always tell people, everything that you need for healing is within you. Everything you need for healing is within you. You only need to light your way, to start searching for the resources that you need, and you will recover. Recovering is possible, but there is some work that you need to do. Florence Commander is saying, wow, I experienced that firsthand. I'm sorry, Florence, to hear about that. I hope you're doing something to heal. Justine is watching from Bahati, Nairobi. We have a Facebook user who is saying, oh, yes. Another one is saying, thanks for this. Dolphin is watching from Mumias. Hi, Dolphin. How is Mumias? She's saying, thanks, Coach Ruth. Mary Wanjiko watching from Nakuru. Thanks, Mary. Karibu sana. Sharon Jemutai, how does one heal from anxiety? Well, it may not be a question that I can answer wholesomely here. But I want you to know is that sometimes anxiety comes because of the feeling and the essence of like you're losing control. You are not in control of anything and everything is overwhelming. The way to heal that is to create a safe, solid internal environment within you. Safe, solid internal environment within you. This is where therapy comes through. This is where trauma healing comes through. This is where awareness comes through. It's possible to heal from anxiety. It's possible to manage your anxiety, but you will need to do some work on it. Why do narcissists behave differently in public? Because definitely they care about their public image so much, but they remember for them, public image is key. They must look good out there. And the moment you start threatening their public image, there'll be trouble. So in public, they're out to please people. And that will also make it very hard for you to say you are being abused. Because people will be like, by who? And the way so-and-so is a good person in church, in the community, in the family, it will be very hard for you to prove that you're being abused. So they will put up a very good public persona. Actually, narcissists, the only people who experience them firsthand are their spouses, if they have their partners, their children. Those are the ones who can tell you the full story. So if somebody comes and tells you, my partner or my spouse is abusive towards me, don't be quick to point out their public image. Because their public image is normally perfect. The people who experience the full measure of that abuse are the people they live with on a day-to-day basis. Lydian Waibeli is saying, what about a narcissistic boss? Yes, of course, narcissists will portray their narcissism not just in a romantic relationship, but also at work. And what works here, number one, is to set very clear boundaries. You need to learn to set boundaries. Number two, at work, your work has to be above reproach. If you're going to survive narcissism, your work has to be above reproach as much as possible. And number three, there needs to be very clear guidelines about what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. Otherwise, they will enmesh themselves there. If they can have you working for them, It's highly unlikely that they are going to tell you you have done a good job. Highly unlikely. Always be armed with facts. Data will speak for you. Data will help you when there's a case. And as narcissists will show up as bosses as well. How you learn to communicate, to set boundaries is very, very important. How does one cooperate with a narcissist? It is chaotic, it is hell. It is one of the most unfortunate things that is likely going to happen to you, because you are likely going to be tied to this person longer until your children reach a level where they are independent. You and the narcissist are tied by the hip. And they will use those children to hit back at you. They will. They will use anything. But it's possible, it is doable. I'm glad in learning and healing. Wow. Karibu sana, Facebook user. I'm happy you're finding this useful. Rose Goge is watching us from Uplands. Naomi from Mombasa. Are narcissists aware of their behaviors? Oh, yes, they are. They are. Maybe not to the full extent or full measure. They may not be able to label their behavior like we are calling it here, silent treatment, stonewalling, gaslighting. But they know very well the button to press to get what results. And that is why they will switch on the personality for the public when it is convenient. Once the public image is managed and it is doing well, they switch back to the real self. So they are aware. They know how to get what from you and at what moment. And they're very good at punishing. They know how to hit your soft spots. They are really good at hitting below the belt. So they are very much aware. They know they are manipulative, by the way. They know they are scheming and they are cunning. They know. How do you get a narcissist to get help? You don't. The other day, I asked people in one of my forums to tell us how it went when they went for therapy with a narcissist. You have convinced them, you have gotten into the therapy room. The first thing that they will do is that if the therapist is not narcissistic aware or doesn't understand about narcissism, they will play a bad game there. Very bad. At the end of the day, you will leave therapy with the whole burden of your relationship on your shoulders. You'll be the bad one. You'll be the one that has things to change if only you are behaving better. So if the therapist is not narcissistic aware or doesn't understand about narcissism and their tactics, you carry the responsibility. Number two, if they realize that the therapist can see through their behavior, that is the point at which therapy ends. They're not coming back. And they'll give all manner of excuses. One lady told us that the partner said that the therapist is too old. She may not understand us. So that was a reason for quitting therapy. Another one will say the therapist does not look qualified. Or just another flimsy excuse, like therapy does not help. We need to solve our problems here. And by then, never fall for that one, that we don't need outsiders to help us solve our problems. Yes, you do. So those are the kind of things that they will do. So you can get them to therapy room, but that may be the farthest you do. After that, if the therapist is not narcissistic aware, they will play games there. Abuse will be multiplied. If the therapist can see through them, that will be the end of therapy. What about being promised things you'll never see? That is called future faking. Future faking. We are faking the future here to hold you back. You know, this year business is bad, but next year, I swear to you, when business starts picking, I'm moving us from this place. I'm buying us a house. You hold on to hope. Next year comes. They are not talking about it. You ask the question, you are given narcissistic rage or silence treatment. It is called future faking. Rose Goge is saying, thanks, Ruth. Gosh, it's just so evident. My self-esteem is so down. Your self-esteem, my dear, you can recover. You can even make it better than what it was before. Teresa Muraga saying, brought up by an extremely narcissistic father and married to a narcissistic husband, feeling worthless. I feel you, Teresa. We always say that the home environment shape us. The things we saw as children are likely going to be the things that attract us to our partners. How sad that is. Because what is familiar is comfortable. Okay? So an unhealthy man is what was familiar for you. It's what you saw. You may not have had the mental capacity to know this is unhealthy, this is bad. But your first introduction into the world told you that men are unsafe, they are bad. Okay? So you come into that space. It's very subconscious. And the subconscious mind, we normally say, is what controls 90% of our decisions. It's very subconscious. So if you encounter a healthy man, you're not likely going to fall in love. There'll be something off and odd about them. The one that is unhealthy will resonate with a part of you. It will feel so good. It's like getting a high. You know, you're addicted to a drug and you're given this dose because subconsciously you have been looking for dysfunction. And that is how we normally are told you attract what you are. Being brought up by narcissistic parents or a narcissistic father introduce you to dysfunction, makes it very easy to fall in love with dysfunction. My dear, you didn't know, but you can heal. You can pick your pieces again. You can mend your self-esteem. Ida, is it true that it stems from childhood trauma? Is it a mental illness? Are they actually aware they are narcissists or mentally ill? Ooh, Lulu, these are many. Do they have any personality? Does the therapy help them? Is it true that it stems from childhood? Yes. It is mainly out of childhood trauma of themselves. If you look into their background as children, they were raised in chaotic, fear-filled homes. It's a personality disorder first. But also know that narcissists can also develop mental illness. So you may be having a comorbidity or I don't call it a concussion. What's the right word for it? Yes, a mix-up of several issues. Are they aware that they are narcissists? Maybe they may not have the term narcissist, but they know they are different. They know. And they also know they are cold. They know they are cold. They know they are different. Unfortunately, they don't think that's a problem. Because again, and this I would encourage you to watch our 2 videos of an understanding narcissism. Again, remember we said about grandiosity. Their view of themselves, they imagine that they are higher than life. In the hierarchy of highness, it is God the Father, God the Son, the Holy Spirit, and the narcissist at the same level. That's how they view themselves. So to suggest therapy for them, you're joking. For what? They don't need it. You are the one who needs help, not them. Accountability is something they are not willing to take. And like I've said up there, therapy does not help them. Because in therapy, you are required to retrospect. Ask yourself hard questions. They have no capacity for that. You can't hold them accountable for anything. Try asking them hard questions. They twist that whole experience and become something else. Florence is saying, I left a year ago, financial abuse, no support on kids. My toughest is to bring back my self-esteem and love myself. Florence, please seek out for support, seek out for the services of a therapist if you can afford. If you can't, make use of the resources that are available online, the free ones. It is possible to recover. Why do they make more promises they know they will not fulfill? They are manipulating you, my dear. They want to keep you there. They want to keep you stuck. It's future faking, like I said. Okay? Mine tore my clothes with scissors and bought Deras for me. Then he told me to stop working. I became a worthless woman until my family came through. Yes. Let me tell you, your working is a threat to many narcissists because they want to keep you wrapped around their small finger. They know where you are going, with who, what time you'll be back. You are going to the market, it is 3 kilometers away. So if you are spending a whole day out there, they will ask you questions. So it's because they want you wrapped around their finger. They can control you in whichever way they want. I'm happy your family came through for you to save you. Ida is asking, are they aware this stems from a childhood? I'm a victim and I have a lot to share with you. I really needed somewhere to pour out and someone who just understand that Ida is actually not sick. Are they aware it stems from childhood? Like I have told you, they may not be aware of the concept narcissism or where it stems from. By there, I really don't think they care. They don't really care where it stems from. They don't have the ability to introspect. They know their family was chaotic, but how those chaos affect them and how those chaos are showing up in their current relationships, they really don't give a damn about that. As long as they have people to control, people to have power over them, people to give them narcissistic supply, that's all that matters. How everything else plays out, as long as they are getting their supply, that does not matter. And you're not sick. If you've been made to feel crazy, that's gaslighting. You're not sick. Kemani Joki is asking, clarify the difference between narcissist and toxic parents or spouse, please. Wow, narcissist and toxic. Narcissism is toxic. Okay. And we have said narcissism is about control and power. And the tactics that they use, gaslighting, projection, and all that. A toxic, I think before instead of saying toxic, I would want to say dysfunctional. Because somebody who has dysfunctions or weaknesses is somebody who has the ability to retrospect. And those relationships can be saved. And if you want to know whether somebody is narcissistic or simply toxic and has issues because nobody is perfect. Neither are you. It's not your partner, your parent, or you. So if you want to know whether what you are having is narcissistic or it is something that can be worked on, observe, number one, patterns of behavior. Before you say somebody is narcissistic, observe that pattern of behavior over time. Number two, accountability. If somebody cannot be held accountable for their actions, they have no capacity to sit and reflect. And even if they sit and listen to you and pretend to hear you, they are likely going to turn it around to make you responsible for whatever problem it is that you're dealing with. Or they will repeat that same mistake tomorrow, despite you talking about it 100 times. You're dealing with narcissism. This is not a person who has the interest to change. And that relationship cannot be saved. It cannot be rescued. However, sometimes we may spend a lot of time trying to analyze our partners and our parents' behaviors to see whether they are narcissistic. If somebody is dysfunctional to the extent that they are causing you mental, emotional, psychological, spiritual anguish, and they are not willing to do anything about it, they are not safe. And safety is key if you're going to have a healthy relationship. Safety means that I can be myself with you, that I can count on you to take care of me, that I can count on you to create a safe space for me to be me. So if you can't have a safe space with someone, whether they are toxic, narcissistic, or just dysfunctional, that's not a healthy environment. Scholar says once you become aware of the abuse and begin your healing journey, they become scared. Yes. Actually, the best thing you can do for yourself is to start your healing journey. Become bold. It intimidates them. Does narcissists at one point live with anyone, or they live alone all their life? Live with anyone. They are married. Many of them, they have children. So if the partner does not identify narcissism, like many people I know who are not able to identify, they are 70 plus, their partners are very narcissistic, they have not identified that over 40 years, so they'll be living with someone. Fanny is saying, glad to be here. Please don't tell a narcissist they are narcissistic. It doesn't make sense to them. It's just another point to fight and argue about. Oh, Agnes Motari, jump to your comment. Please ask the question down here again. If it's a question, I'll answer it, Agnes. When you say if they are narcissism, even if you're yeah, they don't see anything wrong with it. Wow. Oh, Agnes has said, a man of God who does not want to work, he manipulates you, turns his whole family against you. He sits on you and apologizes, but to the world, this guy is a saint. When things get hard, they run to Ushago. There are various types of abuse. And I would ask you to go back to many of my YouTube videos because I've talked about various types of abuse. And spiritual abuse is real. And it's a very dangerous one. The person that hides behind God and uses God as a shield and God's word and the principles of the Bible to abuse you is dangerous. Because a lot of people in the society have this thing about respecting the man of God. So you may be the only one that understands the pinch and the pain of living with this person. And you may need to get to a place where now you no longer care about being understood by people and do what you know is good for you. Because narcissists can be very charming. They know how to use the right words, to do the right things. They will even build your mother a house, your own mother, just to blind her, if that's what, if they have the capacity, just to blind her, so that on the day when you're running for help, there will be nobody to receive you. Remember, we said isolation is one of their tactics. So if they can isolate you from your family, they will. If he's cheating on you and not apologizing, that's unsafe. If he's a saint in the world and behind curtains, you have seen the devil, just that he doesn't have horns and a pitchfork, and he's not red or black. You don't need to see more. That's a narcissist. That's a narcissist. Wow. And in the essence of time, I think I want to go to the next part of this training. Thank you for all your questions and your comments. I hope I've answered the burning ones. If you have a burning question that I didn't get to, please put it down here after Agnes Motari. I will look at it later. Wow. What about a partner who accuses you of everything wrong in your relationship? Selfish, cares only about himself, delays you in everything you plan to do together until you do it alone. Sounds narcissistic. There's something we call blame shifting. They will never take responsibility for their actions. Even when they are clearly on the wrong, they will find a way of shifting the blame from themselves to you. At the end of the day, you'll be the one on the wrong. If they don't want to do something, they're also likely going to create chaos about it until you find yourself doing the thing alone. In short, a relationship with a narcissist is a con game. It's not real. You're not even relating with a real person. So in addition to what we have learned tonight, I'm very excited to offer an exclusive 3-day masterclass. 3-day masterclass where a masterclass on empowered through emotional intelligence. Because I want you to thrive beyond narcissistic abuse. Narcissistic abuse is not the end. And in this masterclass, I will provide you with in-depth strategies and tools for coping and recovering from narcissistic abuse. Because I want you to have a full toolbox. Why the masterclass? I want you to heal, not just heal, but to thrive. post-narcissistic abuse. Not just heal, thrive. Because narcissistic abuse is just one aspect of your life. It's not everything. It's just one. And I want you to know that narcissists target the smart, intelligent, beautiful, gifted, goal setters among us. They are attracted by the good in you. So there is so much good in you that I do not want you to continue dwelling there. I don't want you to continue dwelling there. I don't want narcissistic abuse to be the only thing that defines your life, because there is so much more to life. This cannot be the only thing that defines you. I want you to get to a space where healing has got nothing to do with the narcissist, where you have overcome the pain and your healing has got nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. Because a narcissist can take over your whole life, that even when you have left them, the only thing you're thinking about is that life you had with them. I want you to move beyond the point where you are trying to make this person change. I really hope and pray that I can move you beyond that point, because many of us are stuck at the point of, can this person change? Can they see my point of view? My dear, that is a long shot. It's a long shot. But to be able to accept it again, I know is difficult. So I want to move you beyond the space where you want them to see you and appreciate your value, because you are a valuable being. You are a person of worth. But they are not going to see it. Even if you come laced in gold, looking like gold itself or silver or diamond, they are not going to get your value. They are not going to appreciate it. I want you to stop wanting to revenge. Cause them pain, give them a taste of their own medicine, because this is vain. You can't beat them at their own game. I want you to move out of there. You cannot beat a narcissist at his own game or her own game. You can't. They are the masters of the pain-inflicting games. So I want you to move, and that's a very low vibrational energy where you want revenge. I want you to move past that, to rise, because you can't teach them, you can't beat them at their own game. I want to teach you how to win. Win. So the very essence of that masterclass is to teach you how to win against a narcissist. I want to teach you how to take them to unfamiliar territories, give you an upper hand of some sort. I want to teach you how to rise high above the storm like an eagle. Because this is what emotional intelligence will do to you. You will be able to rise above the storm. Take them to a territory that is not familiar with them. Otherwise, where you are playing the game down here, that's their home turf. They operate best there. You can't beat them there. They will torment the hell out of you. They will give you a slap, another one. You can't. You've got to raise the bar. You've got to take them high up there, because emotional intelligence is unfamiliar for them. These things we call emotional intelligence, they have no idea what that is. So I want to equip you with those. So what is in the store in this 3 days masterclass? Day 1, I want to help you unveil the mask, because narcissists wear masks. So I want you to be able to see the person behind the mask. So I want you to be able to identify those passive-aggressive behaviors that you experience when you are interacting with a narcissist, because they have very passive-aggressive behaviors. Those behaviors that make it very hard for you to have a meaningful conversation. You're having a conversation and then you feel like you're dealing with a child. Those behaviors, I want you to be able to identify them. Those subtle, quiet, day-to-day tactics, the things that they will do and then guilt trip you about it. So I want you to be able to unveil the mask. Day 2 of our master class, we are going to master communication with a narcissist. Master communication. Because some of us, it may not be possible to go no contact. We have children with these people. We are living with them. They're in the same house. Maybe they're even our mothers and our fathers and our bosses. So how do you communicate without getting sucked into the endless battles? Because narcissistic abuse can be very draining because they will drag you a long way just to avoid accountability. So I want you to learn how to communicate without getting into guilt tripping or giving into stonewalling. Because communicating with a narcissist can be a daunting task. So it's important to learn how to communicate effectively so as you minimize harm to yourself and protect yourself. So we will also learn how to set boundaries and how to stick with them. I'll teach you strategies for avoiding arguments, because the best thing you can do for yourself is to avoid arguments and to stay calm during narcissistic rage. Stay calm when they are banging doors and throwing things on walls. How do you stay calm? How do you respond without reacting? Respond, don't react. How to deal with silent treatment. And I know silent treatment is a big one. They just decide to go into the cave. Some of us follow them into the cave and we want to chase them out of the cave. No, you don't need to follow them into the cave and try to force them to have conversations with you. No, I want to teach you how to use silent treatment to your advantage. So that instead of sitting there sulking and feeling miserable, you are taking advantage of the silent treatment moments. And I also want you to learn how to use the I statements and active listening to improve communication. Because sometimes, like I have said, it is not possible to go no contact completely. So you need to know how to communicate effectively. On the third day, we will learn how to cooperate with a narcissist. Because if you have kids, you have to cooperate and coexist without losing your mind. So we will focus on practical strategies for managing a cooperating relationship with a narcissist. Learn techniques to coexist peacefully. And finally, on day 3, and this is very important, is how to gain closure. How do you gain closure in a relationship with a narcissist? Because they are not going to give you closure. If you don't give yourself closure, you'll be dragged by this person 30, 40 years, all the way until you die. So how do you finally gain closure in a relationship where closure is not given? Because this helps you heal and move forward from a narcissistic relationship. So how do you heal? How do you move forward from a narcissistic relationship? So those are going to be 3 power-packed days. And I really hope that you will join this exclusive masterclass, which shall be running on the 13th, 14th, and 15th of April 2023. For an investment of only Kenya shillings 5,000 only. This investment will change your life and how you are coexisting and dealing with a narcissist, especially if it is not possible to go completely no contact. And if you need to detach and go no contact, this class is also for you. So your payments will be made through that pay bill that I've indicated there. I don't know whether Sam Ambrose is still with us. He'll put it in the comment section. If he's not, I'll put it later. And for every person that makes this investment and gets into the class, I have a bonus for you. I have a book. I've written a book called Hidden Abuse. This book is powerful, powerful. It explains to you what hidden abuse is, the types of hidden abuse. Those who are struggling with pastors, Christian spouses that are so abusive, I have put spiritual abuse right there. If you're dealing with financial abuse, I've clearly articulated it in that book. The tactics that abusers use to keep you holding on, and the belief systems that we hold that keep us stuck in narcissistic relationships. And finally, how to break free from narcissistic abuse. So that book will be a bonus. The ebook will be a bonus for those who come for this class. I also have another class. It's a 5-lesson class, the Queen's Healing Master Class. That class is valued at 5,000. I'm giving it absolutely free for those who join the 3-day emotional intelligence class. So take advantage. Because I know recovering from narcissistic abuse is a difficult journey. It is a difficult journey. But it is possible to heal and regain control of your life if you have the right tools and the right resources. And on top of the list is emotional intelligence. It will not only help you navigate that narcissistic relationship, but it will help you navigate your journey through life to build healthier, happier life and relationships. And I want you to realize that you're not alone. You're not alone on this journey. And there is hope for a better future. I'm encouraging you to join others who are on a similar journey with you by enrolling for this masterclass. The 13th, 14th, 15th of April 2023. That's the pay bill number for it. The masterclass is going to cost you 5,000 shillings, an investment in yourself that you will never regret. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to alter your perception of narcissism. And I normally tell people, narcissists are the easiest to predict. Easiest. The moment you understand them, they stop being a jargon. They stop being this thing that, I don't know, that somebody, you know, that creature that you don't know where the head starts and where the tail is. No, they stop being that thing. You will almost predict what they are going to do. Almost predicts to precision because they are very, very predictable. So I encourage you to join this class. And this could also be your first support group. If you haven't been in a support group for victim of narcissistic abuse, this could be your first support group. So come and let us learn from each other and heal together. Come for that class and also experience the best of me. I will give you examples. You will ask your questions, specific things that you can say to a narcissist, specific things that you can do to make your life easier. And I also want to announce it here because many of us are on our WhatsApp platforms. Please, we have a very huge community, over 2,000 members on WhatsApp groups. And we want to move to Telegram. So the moment we are done with our Telegram channel, please join. Join the thousands of women and some men who are in these forums. These are firm support groups. So when the Telegram channel is out, please join. Eva Cheney is asking, what time and which platform will you use? The platform we normally do our meetings on Zoom, but we may go to Telegram. We have not decided, depending on the number of people that are going to register for this forum. But just be sure we are going to use a platform that is easy for everyone. We are not going to complicate it. Sessions are normally done in the evening, 8 to 9, so that people have done work and come back home. Those dates are a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday. But we are also going to record those sessions so that if someone is not available to come for the live session, they can always get a recording of that class. So please, if you ever dream of doing away with narcissistic abuse, healing from it and thriving, come for this class. And Wanjiro Njoroge is here to tell us that it is possible to recover from narcissistic. I love these girls. testimony. It is possible to recover from narcissistic abuse, low self-esteem, guilt, etc. It is a lot of work, but it is worth it. You learn to live in a freedom and at peace. It is a deliberate journey. Thank you, Wanjiro, for helping our members understand that it's a deliberate journey. Because the most unfortunate thing is that many of us sit back and hope that somebody will come from wherever to rescue us. Girl, it's not going to happen. Nobody is going to rescue you from this thing. Narcissistic abuse is like being in the pits of hell. That's how I liken it to. Pits of hell. It's all hot and all dark, and you don't know what is happening. All you know is that you're injured, but you need to get out. So for you to pull yourself from the pits of hell requires a lot of strength. There are people that will support you, but the courage and the action steps have to be done by you. So it has to be a deliberate journey. It will cost you emotions, it will cost you time, it will cost you money, but in the end, it is worth it. The freedom and the peace you experience. Some people heal because narcissistic abuse can also bring diseases into your body. Some people will just heal automatically after they leave a narcissist. They're like, the symptoms are gone. I can't believe what just happened there. But it's because they were in hell. Yes, Eva is laughing when I say it's pits of hell. Yes. If you are deep into narcissistic abuse, you are into the pits of hell. So to pull yourself from there and come up is difficult, but it's doable. And I want this class to be your first. If you haven't done anything else, please come here. That is the first thing that you do for yourself, so that to get yourself out of the pits of hell and do away with the hellish experiences. Do we have anybody else that has a question or a comment? So please, when those our Telegram channel is up, let's join, let's encourage our friends to join. We are one large community, and I want us to be able to benefit from being on one platform. To benefit from being on one platform, so that we all learn together. I have a lot of WhatsApp groups, so I don't know which one you are in, or you're in one. So I want you to know that WhatsApp group you are in is not the only one. Some of our WhatsApp groups have almost up to 1,000 people. So we want to consolidate all that effort into one space so that we are able to give you value. So that's why we are moving to Telegram. So please come. Good things await. And please, let's see you in class. I want to see you in this class. Immaculate is saying, I can't wait for the class. Karibu sana, Immaculate. Come, let's learn together and heal together and enjoy life together, because there really is life and joy post narcissistic abuse. You will thrive like you have never done before. You come out stronger, actually. If you do this right, you come out stronger. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you in class. Start making your investments, 5,000 Kenya shillings to the pay bill number 522. Account number is 603-1621. I really look forward to seeing you in class. I hope I'll see everybody who has attended this session tonight in class. Fanny's is saying, me too. I can't wait to see you, Fanny's. See you in class. Have a blessed evening. Unless we have another question or comment, I would want to close from here. And for the new people, Sam Ambrose, please show your face if you're around. For the new people, I have an assistant. His name is Sam Ambrose, because I don't want you to get a message from Sam and then you're wondering, is this con game? Ruth told us about con games. Is this another one? I have an assistant, a young guy called Sam Ambrose. Maybe Sam, you can say just hi as we close, so that people can know you and are aware. So that they also see, if they see you posting about Telegram on our platforms, they're not wondering now, who is this other person? So just say hello.
Hello, good evening. It's so amazing that we're having this conversation. I want to really show that 80% of success is showing up. As a young person at the below 25, I happened to date a knock girlfriend some time back, and I tell you, I had to sit down for therapy, and I was losing my mind. Actually, lost my job, lost a lot of things between that time. because at a personal level, I was doubting myself. I was literally not sure of who I am, and this made me not to perform at work. That's how much a relationship with a knack can really affect you generally. But here's the good thing: after therapy, after taking the right information and processing, within a short time, I was able to rebuild my confidence back. So this is gonna happen. Uh, this what we're gonna be doing. For those who are joining the class, I will give you the instruction on how you're going to access the online course, how you're going to download the book. It's a very amazing book. Let me see if I can get just something to show you quickly. Maybe the topic of the book. This is just a photo from the round that we did. So another thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share with you the link to all our videos that we have done with Coach Ruth. I'm gonna get amazing feedback. I'm gonna be sharing this inside the Telegram. So once I create the Telegram and you join, you're gonna get it there. The last thing I wanna say: once you make the payment, you can inbox me so that I can add you to the group of students. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna be doing. So let me remove this banner. Just a minute. Coach, allow me another 1 minute. So I'm on the break free, and it has really helped. So the break free is one of our group, and we are gonna create an amazing group with everything. So if you are new, you're going to see everything we have talked about, what Coach Ruth has shared about, what the members have given insight, so that you can be able to catch up. So I want to really say thank you for joining us. Once you make an investment in yourself, inbox me on WhatsApp, share in the group in case you have a question. I'm gonna get back to you. Thank you, Coach Ruth, for this amazing masterclass. Back to you, Coach Ruth. Are you here? Okay, let's give Coach Ruth a few minutes and she will reconnect. In case you have a question, please drop it on the comment section or on the chat if you're watching this on YouTube, and we'll get back with you. Post your question so when she's back, she's able to respond to. So we have a couple of minutes for questions. So please put your questions on the chat or the comment section if you're watching this on Facebook. Coach Ruth, welcome back.
I'm sorry, sir. My internet has done that thing that sometimes
That's okay.
does. It dropped for a moment, but I've come back up.
You're just waiting for questions.
Okay,
If you have
I
a
don't know. Are
question,
you done?
yes, I am.
Okay.
Back to you.
Okay. Okay, Sam. Thank you very much, ladies. I'm seeing. Where was I? I will attend. Somebody is saying, me too, I can't wait, but money is the issue. Can anyone assist? Liz Mwangi, I hope you find a way of finding yourself into the course. But I always say, don't fret too much if you can't afford it right now. I know you'll afford it later. Make use of the resources that you can afford at this moment. If you can afford free, if you can access free resources, access the free resources. Like I've said, that I have a book. So if you'd want to purchase the book, please get hold of the book. So don't feel like really like your life is going to be over because you can't afford this. Do your best to come into the class. If you can't, I will see you in class next time. Lydia Kerry is saying, I'm on Break Free and it has really helped me. You're on the Break Free Forum. Our Break Free Forum is a WhatsApp group. It's a rich experience. And that is why I want to merge all the experiences in these groups into one huge group. It's going to be amazing. We are going to be one large community. One large community. So come, when you see that Telegram channel up, please join. Lucy John is saying, Ruth, you're the best coach ever. Wow. Thank you, Lucy. I'm happy that I impact your life in a positive way. Agnes Sado is saying, thank you, Ruth. I'm a survivor of dealing and cooperating with a narcissist. This is a narcissist. One has to be very intentional in healing. 5 years down the line, I am happy with my healing journey. Thank you, Agnes. One has to be deliberate. It's not going to just happen. You've got to take actions. You've got to take steps. You have got to invest in yourself. You've got to invest emotionally, financially, spiritually, time-wise. Otherwise, you will not heal. Lillian is asking, I believe it's, can you pay installments from today? Yes, Lillian, if you really want to come to class and the only way you can do it is installments, just come to I don't know whether you're in one of my forums. You can come to my WhatsApp or Messenger, then we can have a conversation of how I can facilitate you to do that. So don't let anything stand between you and attending the class. So let's talk. Let's talk by the side, Lillian, and see how we do that. So I don't know whether anybody else has a question. I hope I haven't left somebody out. I'm so excited to have you ladies here. Thank you. Thank you for making this a success. God bless you, Diane, if you're tormented by these sons of Pharaoh. But I also like to say we also have female narcissists, and they are nasty. Ask the guys to tell you about their experiences with narcissists. You'll be shocked. So it's not really a male versus female thing. We have male narcissists and female narcissists. It's just that this is a women's forum, so we will talk a lot about the male narcissist. If this was a male forum, I would be talking about the female narcissist. So narcissists are both male and female. So if you have no more questions, no more comments, this is Coach Ruth Waithera from the Soul Clinic. I love you all. I love you. I love you. I love you. I want to see you thriving. I want to see you healing. I want to see you scaling heights. I want you to see you scaling mountains. Things that you couldn't do because you are abused and you are oppressed. I want to see you doing that. And I look forward to hearing testimonies. I look forward to seeing you in class. Please book your slots, start making your payments for today as we look forward to our sessions from the 13th to the 15th of April. Otherwise, I wish you a good night, a nice time. Until I see you again, good night. Bye-bye. Thank you for showing up.